Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on these storms that are moving through central Texas. So, through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. Says Central Texas was hit with storms overnight into the early morning hours Thursday. A tornado also briefly touched down in Hays County. The Hays County Sheriff's Office said there was no injuries after the tornado and only minor damage to homes with no serious damage reported. HCSO did not provide an estimate on how many homes were minimally damaged. KXAN meteorologist Kristen Curry said nearly 4 inches of rain fell in parts of Hays County overnight. And all of this destruction with these tornadoes and the flooding is coming at the same time as this. Says Trump says he plans to phase out FEMA after 2025 hurricane season. President Donald Trump said Tuesday that he plans to phase out the Federal Emergency Management Agency after this year's hurricane season, offering the clearest timeline yet for his administration's long-term plans to dismantle the Disaster Relief Agency and shift responsibility for response and recovery onto states. So basically, FEMA was created to bring disaster relief after an earthquake, a wildfire, a tornado, a torrential rainstorm that results in flooding, hurricanes. FEMA was created to help people after those events took place. But Trump says he's getting rid of it. Meanwhile, tornadoes are popping up left and right. We've entered hurricane season. There's more earthquakes happening, and yet he wants to dismantle the agency that was set up to help people in the event of these disasters. And that just goes to show that, first and foremost, this is the Lord's judgment upon America, and second, that Trump was never fit to be a leader. Because a lot of people are about to suffer greatly out here because of this wicked man's actions. Isaiah 29:6, Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm, and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And clearly the Lord is sending these storms and tempests, torrential rain, lightning, hail, tornadoes, soon hurricanes. The Lord is unleashing these storms and tempests upon these different states, these cities, these towns, these neighborhoods. And because Trump's dismantling FEMA, there's not going to be any relief for these people. There's not going to be any help for them. Isaiah 28:2, Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which has a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And when the Lord sends in these hurricanes and, these torrential rainstorms, there's a lot of flooding. The highways get flooded, neighborhoods get flooded, people's homes get flooded, different businesses get flooded, there's power outages, trees are falling all over the place, onto people's cars, into the road, onto people's homes. There's a lot of destruction that takes place when these hurricanes and these tornadoes start hitting. That's why in 2 Timothy 3:1, it says, This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. You look up the definition of perilous, it means full of danger or risk. And we're clearly in some dangerous times. You know, you got these meteorologists, they're monitoring these volcanoes. You know, then you got earthquakes happening, you got wildfires happening, you got all these different storms and tempests happening, you got power outages happening. You know, you got uproars of the people happening, you know, these protests, these riots. Like, there's just so much going on. And that's how you know that we're in the last days, because everywhere you look, something's happening. Psalms 11:6, upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and in horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. And when you look up the definition of tempest, it means a violent windy storm, such as a hurricane or a tornado. And, you know, there's certain parts of the US that have just been getting hammered with these tornadoes. And that's the Lord's judgment upon those areas. Like it says in Baruch, I believe it's 4:32. It says, miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. And clearly, with all the judgment the Lord is bringing upon these cities, you know, he's making them miserable. More businesses are shutting down, more people are losing their jobs, more, you know, what people would consider natural disasters are hitting these places. Like, it really is just one thing after another. Isaiah 48:22 says, there is no peace, saith the Lord Yahweh, unto the wicked. And those are mainly the people that are being affected by these various judgments of the Lord. Psalm 7:11 says, Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. That's why judgment takes place every day, because that's the anger of the Lord being brought upon these wicked people. And it's just going to get increasingly worse as time goes on. Psalms 83:14, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. Verse 15, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. And clearly that's what the Lord is doing. Sending all this rain, hail, lightning, tornadoes, soon hurricanes. This is what the Lord is doing. He's unleashing these storms and these tempests to cause destruction, to wound people, to kill people, to make life even more difficult for these wicked people than it already is. And like I said, outside of the storms and tempests, you got power outages, you got fires, you got earthquakes, you got so many other things taking place as well. So this summer is going to be judgment packed. You know, but those of us of the hopeful elect, we got to continue to fear the Lord. We got to continue to stay prayed up, continue to rehearse the righteous acts. Because we don't want to get caught up in this. Proverbs 19:23, the fear of the Lord Yahweh tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. And that's right. So the Lord is going to keep his hedge of protection over those who fear him and who move according to the scriptures. Meanwhile, those who don't are going to continue to be punished. Proverbs 22:3, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And that's majority of people out here. Majority of people out here are simple. They're not watching the news. They're not paying attention to what's going on. And even if they do, pay attention to what's going on. They're trusting in these government leaders to protect them, the governor, the mayor, the president. And Trump is like, yo, I'm going to dismantle the agency that was set up to help you in the event of these, what people would consider natural disasters. So you're trusting in a man who's setting y'all up for destruction, basically. Psalms 118 and 8. It is better to trust in the Lord Yahweh than to put confidence in man. And that's the difference between those of us of the hopeful elect and everybody else. We're trusting in the Lord. We understand that these judgments come from the Lord. So we fear the Lord, and to the best of our ability, we live in a spiritual, righteous manner. Because we want the Lord to keep his hedge of protection over us. We want him to keep us and our loved ones safe. But these simple people, they trust in man. They trust in Trump or in FEMA or in their police force or in their governor or in their mayor or in the military to protect them. And no one can protect you from the judgments of the Lord. Like it says in Deuteronomy 32 and 39, see now that I, even I am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So you fall into the hands of the Lord. None of these people can save you. That's why in Hebrews 10 and 31, it says it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. You fall into the hands of the Lord. Lawyers can't save you. Police can't save you. The military can't save you. Doctors can't save you. Trump can't save you. The governor, the mayor can't save you. Your friends and family can't save you. Nobody can save you. You're on your own. And you can't deliver yourself out of the hand of the Lord. So you're just screwed at that point. And a lot of people are about to find that out in these last days. First Peter 3 and 12 tells us that the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous and his ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. So all the people that are about to be suffering out here, they're evil. They're wicked in the eyes of the Lord. And he's not going to answer their prayers. He's going to make them suffer even more. And ultimately, he's going to destroy them. And Ottawa and Ratazah, those of us of the hopeful elect, have been chosen from the foundation of the world to endure unto the end and be saved. We're going to watch these people's destruction. All the people who said there is no God. All the people that have been blaspheming, mocking, scoffing, and scorning the men of the Lord. And those who follow the men of the Lord. Those people are about to suffer in ways that they can't even fathom. The last person you want to be on the wrong side of is the Lord. And a lot of people are on the Lord's bad side. And now they're in his target sites. And men, women, and children are about to get wiped out. A lot more men, women, and children. These wicked men, women, and children. And it's not only going to take place here in America, it's going to take place all over the world. But the primary destruction is going to take place here in America, the chief place of wickedness. The scriptures say there be 9 things that I've judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And for the Israelites, our primary enemy is these Edomites, who are the so-called self-proclaimed white people. And we're about to witness their downfall. America is the best that these Edomites could do. And look at this place. It's a disaster. And the Lord is about to erase this wicked place right off the face of the earth. And rightfully so. So for those of us of the hopeful elect, we just gotta watch. Be circumspect, stay prayed up, and continue to trust in the Lord. So with that, I'm gonna wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash, Wadi Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and shalom to our sincere believers. Hope you stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah. Until next time, shalom.